Hello and welcome to everyone watching. My name is Surjo. In this video, I shall be talking about the Boss DD3. That's the digital delay pedal by Boss. It's one of the most iconic digital delay pedals out there, and it was one of the front runners in bringing digital delay to the forefront. Before digital delay, of course, there was analog and tape delay, where the character of the delay would change with every repeat. Either the high end would get cut off a little bit more with every repeat, whereas in a digital delay, the sound that you play is exactly the sound which is replicated. So, getting right into what the pedal does, I should tell you what the chain here is. The signal chain is my Gibson Melody Maker into the Boss DD3 into the Katana 100, the Boss Katana 100. And this is what the dry sound is, because the pedal is off right now. So that's what the sound of the amp is. There's no pedal on, and when you turn on the pedal, it's in hold mode. When you turn on the pedal, then you can see that the red light turns on and off. There's a check light, it turns on and off. So they have four knobs on the DD3. We're going to go through them one by one. The one on the left is the effect level, the level of the effect, which is the volume of the effect. The effect is the delay. So the volume of the delay. So no delay because the effect level is 0. Now we take it up to 25%, and you can hear that the delay comes in. But the volume is what you're paying attention to. Not the first strike. The repeats, not the first one. The first one is plain, but the repeats, the volume of the repeats. You can see the repeats are getting louder. Next we have the feedback. The feedback is essentially the number of repeats. So without any feedback, what you'd have is one repeat. Now I bring the counter up. Longer. Much longer. So it can be used as a way to manipulate sound even when you're not playing, like you just saw. I was just twiddling with the knobs. So now we have the feedback, which is essentially the number of repeats. What we have after that is the delay time, which is how much, like how farther after you've played it does the repeat happen. So there are three modes here, which is of course the rightmost button. We are in the long mode right now. We'll get into that in a little bit more detail in just a few minutes. But the long mode right now, which goes from 200 milliseconds to 800 milliseconds. So what that means is 200 milliseconds after your first strike, it starts repeating itself and then feedbacks accordingly. So now if I have this, the delay time is very less, as you can hear, because it just came one after the other. But if I were to move the delay time up, now you can hear the separation between the two. A little further, you can clearly hear the separation. So now that's what the delay time does in every mode. In every mode, that's what the delay time does. Moving on to the last knob, which is the mode knob. We're in the long mode right now, which maxes out at 800 milliseconds, so it doesn't have delay longer than 800 milliseconds. All right, and you can, of course, you can take it further. Take it up even further. Now if I were to change the mode and bring it to the medium mode, which maxes out at 200 ms, you can hear that it's almost like a reverb almost. So that's like the old country music. You can hear that, and you can obviously work through differently. The lesser the time, of course, the separation will be even lesser because this is the medium. It's even shorter delays. It's just like a reverb now. You can increase the effect level. It's just beefing up the sound a little bit. So you can, in fact, you know, like if you were to switch the thing off, but if you were to switch it on, it's just giving that little bit extra, which is what you need sometimes. Especially if you're playing like, you know, riffs or something, you could use this to punch it a little bit extra. Now I of course put it in an exaggerated fashion. It doesn't have to be quite that exaggerated. This is good enough to where it adds a little something extra. And same goes for the short delay mode, which is essentially, it's almost like a reverb at this point in time. It's just like a reverb right now. See, it's just adding a little extra. And then of course you can go to your long delay and have things like the slapback echo and have a lot of fun with that. Right, now without the delay, what I'm essentially playing is whereas with the delay, which sounds cooler than what I'm actually playing, so that's pretty cool. Lastly, we come to the hold function. The hold function is basically, it's going to be a little difficult for me to demonstrate because I'm not using my foot but my hand. You essentially play a chord or anything, and then you press the hold, and as long as you've pressed the hold, whatever you played keeps going back and back and back. It's almost like a very basic looper. Something like that. Anyway, that was a pretty horrible example, but you can actually work out quite a bit of like interesting sounds and so on and so forth with it, especially when you're using your foot and not your hand. But nevertheless, this has been my demo of the Boss DD3. This is a very functional tool. As you can see, it covers all sorts of genres. You can use it from old hillbilly music to country music to blues music to rock music to metal music. You can use it across all different styles. I only used one sound on the amp, but you can imagine you can go clean, you can go dirty, you can use it on rhythm, you can use it on solos, you can do a whole lot with it. So it's a very useful tool, and I would suggest you take a good look at it if you want to get something which is absolutely dependable. The Boss DD3 is the one for you. Now, I hope you enjoyed this demo. If you are watching this video on YouTube, I would request you to subscribe to my YouTube channel and to like the video, share the video. If you're watching it on Facebook, I would like you to like my Facebook page and to like the Facebook page of Briganza's Music, because they are the good people who give me these pedals for me to demo and to show to you what they can do. With that being said, till next time, take care.